For this thing.
Yeah. It was on Amazon. I can't see the clock.
It's 12:01.
Hey, everybody. Hey, we're live. Oh my
What's
gosh,
up?
it is 12 o'clock. It's the last Thursday of June. I cannot believe it. So those of you that are keeping track for Christmas, we are like halfway to Christmas. So listen, I know everybody has big plans for 4th of July. Some of us, like me, just going to take a day of rest. But we won't be on live next Thursday, so we're going to make up for it today. I have 2 guests instead of 1. So I'd like for you to help welcome John McKibben and Tyler Hewitt.
Hey y'all, how's it going?
Say hi, guys.
I'm Tyler.
What's up?
Aren't they so cute? Oh my gosh. And they do not have girlfriends. I'm just
Single.
saying. They're single guys.
So-
Hey, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk to these nice fellas on the live, and then I want you to make sure and look out for our podcast that will be up in a couple of days, capitalizing on the conversation with them. So welcome, gentlemen. This is Ladies Who Lunch.
Ladies and
Oh,
2
hello,
guys.
ladies who lunch.
Yes, 1 girl and 2 guys. I like that. Hey, so what we do is Ladies Who Lunch is really special because for those of us women who they are our summer interns at Henderson Properties. And at Henderson Properties, we are a full-service real estate firm, and we offer all things real estate, maintenance, sales, HOA, and rentals. And these fine young men applied to be our summer interns for this summer, and I so appreciate what they're doing, and they are knocking it out of the park. They come to us from Hampton-Sydney College in Farmville, Virginia, and a lot of you might know that my older son Blake attended and graduated Hampton-Sydney. He graduated a year ago, and Tyler and John are friends of Blake's from school. So I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you, and then we'll get right started. So John, Tyler, which one do you want to go first?
Okay, well, I'm Tyler. I'm from Charlotte. Grew up here down in the South Park area. Like she said, I go to Hampton-Sydney with John. I play football up there. And well, actually, we can tell the story about how we met, which was kind of crazy how we became friends. A little small world, but I'll let you introduce yourself first.
I'm John. I'm from Davidson, NC. I also go to Hampton City, obviously. We were both in Pi Kappa Alpha with Blake is how we met Blake. And I was happy to be on the podcast. Really excited.
Thank you. How'd y'all meet?
Oh, so we actually played football and basketball together when we were kids, but didn't really know each other.
Like 7 or 8. Like
Yeah,
really
Pop
young,
Warner
really
football,
young.
YMCA basketball, and his dad was our basketball coach, and we had a little get-together in Charlotte before we went up to school freshman year, and I saw his dad, recognized him from basketball, and couldn't remember who he was, and he told me about John, and we kind of met up at school.
Because I was not at the that meetup.
Yeah, he couldn't make that.
I did not make that.
Meetup, but we met a few times up at school. My roommate was the basketball manager.
And I had played basketball my
Yeah, so
freshman
they knew each
season, so
other.
I was friends with him. And then because of that, me and Hewitt kind of became friends.
And then we ended up becoming pledge brothers in the spring.
Yeah, so
Got real close.
Real close. And then we'll be roommates this fall. So
That's right.
really excited.
Where are you
about
gonna
that.
live?
In the house.
You are?
In Blake's old room.
Oh.
So
I love it.
It's gonna be
If
interesting.
those walls could talk.
It's gonna be interesting, definitely.
Was Blake your recruitment chair?
Oh, yeah.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I remember Tyler because I met your mom, your
That's
nice
right.
mom at the Hampton-Sydney night, and you were in Charlotte, and I met you too.
At
And you
Quail
were,
Hollow? Or,
somebody's house.
ah,
Yeah, and you were gonna go to Hampton-Sydney to play football, and your mom and I chatted. By the way, I have some Hampton-Sydney things I would like to donate to her.
okay.
I'm sure she might
Oh,
like
she'll
for
love
tailgating.
Oh, yeah, she loves tailgates.
She big tailgate family.
Well, let's talk about that. So you're in college, and you're both rising juniors, is that correct?
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Okay. What is it like going to Hampton-Sydney and going to an all-boys school?
In the beginning, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like afraid, like, it's all guys, like, what am I gonna do? But, like, I love the school. Like, I wouldn't want to be any place else. Like, right next to Longwood College was like a
University.
decently big size D1 school. I think they have like 10 to 12,000 students, so a lot of them will come hang out with us on the weekends.
Right.
So it's like you get the good variety. So like in class, I guess we're like not distracted that much at all, like the focus. And on the weekends, everyone comes in, and it's just a great time. I love the school.
Yeah, I hardly even noticed that we don't have girls.
That's true. Yeah.
It is nice not to have a distraction, whatever that is, right?
Oh yeah.
And listen, Carrie Burke, our HR manager, said y'all are like hitting it out of the park with your work ethic. And I told her, I said, those Hampton Sydney fellows are fine. They're fine young men.
So they say.
That's what they say, and it's true. Well, so you are halfway done with your education at the college level, and how does that? What does that make you feel like? Like, what are you starting to think about? Because is partying your main focus, or is it you're buckling down to your schooling? And
I feel like it's all going by like way too fast. I feel like I just began. I almost like don't want to graduate. Like I just want to stay at Hampton City, but definitely think a lot about like jobs now. Like what am I going to do when I graduate and all this stuff. Like don't really have it planned out at all.
Yeah, it kind of hit hard this summer. I was like, oh, I'm just a sophomore, I'll figure out my career. I've got my major. I'm good to go. And then the summer hit. I was like, I'm halfway through, and I gotta graduate in 2 years and start making money.
Yeah, because like I've had like jobs like a busboy, like at a clubhouse, something like that. Like I guess like my first like big boy job, I guess they call it.
Big boy job.
So it's definitely different, and definitely got me thinking about graduation and like what I'm gonna do and stuff. So.
Well, what do you do at Henderson Properties, Tyler? What do you do?
So I'm in the HOA management division, which is homeowners association. So I answer phone calls from homeowners within the associations we manage. I help them with pool fobs that don't work, trying to get into their facilities, or if there's a leak, I get them in touch with the right people. Just general help with those kind of things.
What have you found the most challenging in your position?
Keeping my temper with some people.
phone calls.
Some people call in and blame me for everything and start yelling at me. And the first few days I struggled with it, but Marcus, who sits in front of me, kind of helped me through it.
I've seen him at his desk. It'll look like a phone call. You'll see his fence be clutched up. He'll just be like in the table. It's like.
So when you're on the football field this fall, just think of that. Just remember.
Yeah.
So what kind of calls do you have without naming
I get
names?
some crazy calls. Yesterday I had a guy trying to pitch me his dumpster cleaning service. I told him I'm definitely not the right person for that, but I'll get you in touch with him. I had the Charlotte Knights call yesterday also. I think I may have accidentally hung up trying to transfer him.
Oh no.
I hope not. And then I'll just get some things like a lady, let's see, we get some crazy ones. Not even just mine, but we had a lady call in and want to talk to Phil Henderson because there was a bird in her neighbor's house. One lady woke up in the hospital and immediately called her HOA. And we had to deal with that.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy.
So why did the Knights call you?
They wanted to set up a team outing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Okay. All right. That's nice. I'm glad they're thinking about us. Is it free?
That's a good question. I should have asked.
Well, you
Probably
hung
not.
up on them, so probably not now.
Probably not. All right, John, tell us what you do at Henderson
So,
Properties.
I've done a couple of different things. So I began in the maintenance division, and they had me create a manual for like new employees, and I was like one of the new employees. So what I would do is like sit down with some of the employees we had, and they would show me like the processes they go through. I take notes, I take screenshots on the desktop, and I compiled all that into like this like 60-page manual. So I began doing that, and then I moved to the rentals division, and they had me doing a couple different things. I began like scanning a bunch of documents, and then I would do a few audits that they had me do, just like all the keys that we have, all these rental homes, like just double checking all of those. The places they need to be, like which ones we have, which ones we don't have, and there's like contract end dates, contract beginning dates, and so it's just like something new every day almost, which is kind of cool. So I'm not doing like the same thing, don't know what
That's
each
nice.
day will.
And he started answering calls yesterday.
I did do that, yes.
You did?
I did a couple of phone calls. We had a woman out that usually does the phone calls, so I had to help out with that. So that was fun. That was interesting. He had one of his friends from school had him call me on the line. So that was funny. He called me, he's like, yeah, I talked to you today. You're supposed to fix it in my house and you did it. I was like, well, I don't think like you talked to me, what's the address? He said, well, I don't want to give you my address. And I was like, well, I don't know how I can help you. And he's like, no, it was like just me. So
Life with boys.
that was funny.
So what have you learned so far this summer that you think you can take into your new school year?
Probably that I don't need as much sleep as I used to. Like, none of my classes begin until like 11.
I hope
so
your mom is watching this.
Yeah, so I always like sleep in, but like now, because I live in Davidson, it's like
Right.
a little bit of a hike down, so I'm waking up at like late 6s, like 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm kind of getting used to that routine. So now when I go back to school, maybe I get